Ni game ya Man United saa ngapi?
Saa moja ndio walitry kutest. Ushika usaidi kwanza. Umasani ni your phone ama? Scan na YouTube yako.
Madui kina makeke.
Mimi ndio bwana nimeunda ni ufala.
You want over?
Come over.
Umeiva?
Imeiva. Ushaingia live hadi. Nataka umeingia game za mwana kuingia live.
Loading yani. Natumia remote app. Kwa nini hatakuweka di?
Settings.
Abu accept hiyo kitu. Mbio. Kwa email. Unaona? Leta. wanaikuja.
Nini hiyo?
Kuaccept.
Ndio labda email umeweka hapo sio yenyewe.
Yeah. Nimekata. Nilikuwa nimesaini nani?
Mpe simu.
Bweke hiyo game ya Chelsea kwanza tumeikisha.
Tumesata piki tupoge magnifique. Ulikuwa unatumia hisi ilikuwa bill drive. Ilikuwa group bill.
Maika. Kayo basi. Kayo bra. Abuleta.
Kiasi ndio.
Siweke ile activate code. tb.bi activate. Ndio rahisi.
Sina try hapo.
Enda Chrome. Uweke hiyo nini? Search. Mweka gani? Halo.
Naka nilikuwa hapo.
Allô. Great Manchester. Tusikie menyamaza.
Iko Premier.
Great Manchester.
Hii logo zina collide na hii. Ndio. Allo, Makachero Money live stream. Oya. Lakini labda inaweza kuwa ni the same. Tulikuwa tunaingia live na simu. Simu ilikuwa na apps zimefunguliwa. Kama ilikuwa na kelele. Yeah.
Yote hapo, tuweke jemenito. Karibu naendelea mbeleni.
Nikitoa nini ya mic? Nikitoa nini ya hii?
Allo. Weka mpira tuone.
That's how the Premier League table looks. Where are Sunderland? That's what it's all about. They've done a brilliant job. They spent a lot of money on some new players. All of those players have had a huge impact on this team. The goalkeeper's terrific, defensive, but they close the third at the top of the pitch. They don't just sit in defend. They go when they can. And the blueprint is perfect at the moment. This is what we discussed, guys, isn't it? Before, a lot of clubs have done it before, where they've rolled those guys up the big promoted, they've spent lots of money, but they haven't spent it in the right areas. Essentially, they've spent the Premier League TV money, but they've spent it so well, Glenn.
So well, I think everything that Owen says is they've got a good balance, and whether that's the platform they give themselves from a defensive point of view, but they've also got that belief and regional ability allows them to get forward. They've got that confidence, and at the moment they're just absolutely brimming with it.
Yeah, look at some of the goals. I mean, the winning goal we'll have a look at again from Shamsdin Talbi, which is such an amazing moment for those travelling Sunderland fans down to West London.
Well, look how well they do to defend. Everybody gets back, but forget that. Even at Stamford Bridge away, they think, right, let's go for it. And Bobby does great. You can get the shot off there, but he holds it up. And look at the bodies flying in. Talbi, this is amazing, by the way. This finish, don't smash it, pat it. You're for a young man to do that. You'd have to say it's credit to them. Look, they worked so hard today, Glendon, defensively. Chelsea barely had a chance, really, did they?
I mean, the desire to get back and protect one another. Then also to burst forward at the 93rd minute. What I really like about this is probably does a really good job of weight back to Talbi and walk onto it and stroke it in that bottom corner. And do you know what? It wasn't a smashing ground distance from them. This was nothing short of what they deserved. I thought they were outstanding.
That's the thing. A lot of teams, guys, and not just newly promoted teams, but teams established in the Premier League, 1-1 at Chelsea, 93rd minute, would have been more than happy with that. But they did keep pushing, didn't they? We were watching thinking, they're not done yet.
No, I thought they, to be fair, because they could smell it, I think they could feel that they had a chance to go and win the game, and they did. I thought they were in every phase. They didn't have much of the ball, but when they had it, they used it really well. I thought defensively they were. But I mean, the whole back five, everybody was terrific. The goalkeeper barely didn't make many saves, did he? And I just think he deserves a lot of praise because that game plan was to perfection.
We talked a lot, didn't we, before the game about Granit Xhaka, but that is where that experience is just invaluable to see a game like that over the line, over the ultimate line in the end.
Yeah, I mean, he's the standout player. He's the one that orchestrates it all. You can kind of, and he's the one, especially at Stamford Bridge away, they go 1-0 down after 3 minutes. Just gets his foot on the ball, just recycles the ball a couple of times, just takes that pressure off them. Often a newly promoted team can keep going as they are, and you can get them done 3, 4, 5. But just that experience to understand what is happening in that moment of the game, and some of his touches were absolutely sublime.
Well, let's have a closer look at his 90 minutes, Granit Xhaka, because I know you're a big fan.
Xhaka.
Yeah, look, he's not the quickest, but I'll tell you what, in the head, he's one of the quickest. He's sharp. You know, the passes that he played were exceptional. He's always in the right position. Obviously, set pieces, you know, he's got a great delivery, but he just has a great feel then, you know, for what the game needs. And I think when you have a young team like this ball, that's beautiful.
That is, it's a brilliant ball. Just to find that in those half spaces, just reading the game. Like Owen said, he's not fast, but he knows what he needs to do. He traps him down the wing there, eventually robs him of the ball. Just this here, look at this desire to get forward. Even at his age, he's still bursting forward at the right moment. I thought once he cuts in here, he tries to pull it back into this near corner, but it just shows. He's got how much he's enjoying his football, and he was an absolute joy.
How much credit do we have to give Sunderland for how quickly they have gelled? Because it has been such a huge overhaul of players, and you know the risk is sometimes that it doesn't work. But this looks like a team that have been together for a few seasons and are pushing towards those European places.
But I think when you have a good manager like that, and then you get a really good goalkeeper, which happened Roos as well, and you get somebody like Xhaka, I think it kind of knits it all together. The spine of the team is really good. We've seen Isidore, you know, scored plenty of goals as well. So I think defensively, they're really strong. They don't give many goals away. I think they've got second best defense in the Premier League as a promoted team. That's rare. We've seen teams come up promoted and play this ridiculous possession football and get smashed to bits. Some of them realise that's not going to work. The blueprint's different. Be solid defensively. Xhaka, obviously, I think with his experience knitting these guys together. Sadiqi's only 20 in the middle of the park.
The perfect blend. Remember before game we were talking about Chelsea having the youngest squad in the Premier League, but not having those.
Chelsea need a Xhaka type in there.
Yeah.
If they did, they wouldn't have lost that game today. You know, and I think the manager deserves praise for his subs, but also Maresca in a way. That game got away from him, and in the second half they barely created anything with all the possession that they had.
But that's where you need someone like you say, Xhaka, who can manage from within. Sometimes when the game's gone, the players are out there. I mean, you can dictate from the sidelines as much as you want, but once the game's gone, you kind of it's out of your control to a certain extent. Whereas Xhaka, for Lebris, he's managing on field, isn't he?
But Chelsea can't afford to lose that game today. Even if you're not going to win it, it ends up in a draw. You know, and that's what I mean about before. We said about inexperienced players. You need guys in there that say, guys, we're not going to lose this game today. And to lose 2-1 is a sucker punch at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, and that is a big blow, isn't it, for Chelsea in terms of. I was going to ask you, where this sort of puts them in terms of the title picture, what you were thinking pre-game and what you're thinking now, Glenn, for Enzo Maresca's side?
Oh, well, I mean, this is a big blow. Chelsea are on a really good run of form at the moment, and I think there's a that they probably felt as though they were going to sleepwalk in this game to a victory against Sunderland, especially after Manchester United beat them a couple of weeks ago. But this Sunderland team that turned up, I mean, they'll have to look at themselves in the mirror a little bit, this Chelsea squad, because they are games that, if you want to be competing in the Champions League, you've got to be winning.
Yeah. Well, let's go live to Stamford Bridge now and get some reaction from the tunnel where the match winner, Shamsdin Talbi, is standing by. Shamsdin, welcome to Premier League Live. We've got Owen Hargreaves and Glenn Murray in the studio here. I can see that smile on your face. What a day for you. What a day for Sunderland.
We did a great performance today.
And the first goal you scored, we were just looking, Shamsdin, the first goal you scored since a double in the Champions League for your old club, Club Bruges, against Atalanta. But what will that do for your dressing room? What can that do for your season going forward now?
Yeah, I'm really happy. I think as attackers, you need to score your first goal to start to score goals against. Yeah, I'm really happy to score here at Stamford Bridge for the 3 points. I'm really happy with the team. We did a great performance, and I'm really happy.
We're just looking at your goal now. I mean, it's composure, isn't it? I mean, I know you're a young lad and you played in the Champions League before and you played in big matches, but what are you thinking in that moment when the ball rolls across to you so late on, knowing that you got the chance to hit the target there?
Yeah, like we work it on training. We saw the goalkeeper is really tall, and I think with the tall goalkeeper, you need to shoot on the ground, and I did it perfect, I think.
What about those full-time scenes? Because I know you've only been there a couple of minutes at Sunderland, but you know what the Mackems are all about, and there were a few tops off. I know you were celebrating with them. They absolutely loved it. They'll love that long journey back home, won't they?
Yeah, I think we have 3 hours to go home. But I want to thank the fans. They are really incredible. And
wonderful start to the season. I just wanted to know, obviously, when you set out, the aim was to stay up. Has that aim changed now?
No, we have the same mentality and the same want to stay in Premier League. And more than staying, I think we have a great team. Great stuff, and I think I've seen now we are seconds. Yeah, it's good, but I think what I said, second is nice, but it's not the end of the season, and we need to keep going and to get again 3 points.
Congratulations. I think the secret's probably been defensively. You guys are so good defensively. I think you have the second best defense in the Premier League. But then you can count. So even that goal late, 90 plus minutes at Stamford Bridge, you guys commit to attacking and taking that chance.
Yeah, I think we have a great team, but we know also our qualities, and our qualities is to be a great team with all of qualities, and we show it today again, and I'm really happy.
Shamsdin, we really appreciate you being with us live on Premier League Live, second in the table. Hey, those Mackems are starting to dream. We wish you a good season and congratulations.
Go celebrate.
Thank you so much.
Go celebrate, quite right. Sure we will do. Back into the Sunderland dressing room there at Stamford Bridge. Also this afternoon, we've seen a win for Newcastle United, who beat Fulham by 2 goals to 1. It was a late one there as well. Bruno Guimaraes eventually with the winner, but this is how it started, guys. Glenn Murray, Calvin Massey, whoops.
Yeah,
David Murphy, good finish.
Big mistake, and obviously Murphy pounces on that. And that's a little bit flat in this first half, but this kind of sparked the game into life to a certain extent. Takes a shot really early on. Any question marks over Leno? Just can he get a little bit more on it to start the second half?
Oh, Kevin came on inside the second half. The young Brazilian whips in an absolutely fantastic ball, and Lukic is brave up against Botman. But obviously, Newcastle going to keep coming with that home support. Swiller does great, really. I think this one maybe difficult for Leno there, but Guimaraes is never going to miss from there.
That is how it finished. That was in the 90th minute, and it wrapped up 3 points for Eddie Howe's side. And we can hear now from the Newcastle captain, the game winner is Bruno Guimaraes.
Bruno, it wasn't easy, it wasn't pretty.
What's the emotions like after a late win for Newcastle?
I feel unbelievable. To be fair, we always very tired for Wednesday game, and today I think we have to learn how to finish the game. I think the first half we could finish at least 2-3-0, have a lot of chances, and I'm happy in the end we score a goal. We've been the last few games being punished in the end, like Arsenal at home, Liverpool, and for finally we could score in the end of the game. Very pleased for everyone, pleased for Will Ozula. He came, he drilled, he shoot, and I was ready for the about to score in my 150 start for Premier League for this club. So yeah, very good, amazing moment. Now I just want to chill a little bit because I'm very tired.
I was going to say, you put in a shift. Look, at 1-1, you talked us through the goal. For you, what was it like popping up like a prime Alan Shearer as the Newcastle captain at the Gallagher? What was it like to celebrate in that moment?
With my whole family's here, mom, my kids, my wife, everyone in the stadium. So he scored a goal like that is always special, even more in the front of the Gallagher at the end of the game. It's National Hall. I want to do 11 celebrate again. But yeah, it's a very good moment. But yeah, I have to give the credit for the staff. It's always up to me to be in the box. Because to be fair, I think sometimes I have the smell of the goal. So I was there, the ball came to me, and I did a good goal. Happy for the game.
So there we go, Bruno Guimaraes, the match winner as Newcastle beat Fulham by 2-1. 2 games down on this Saturday Premier League Live, 2 to go. And after the break, we are building up to kick-off at Old Trafford. Manchester United looking to make it 3 straight Premier League wins for the first time since 2024. Brighton stand in their way.
And Kings, the official player of the Premier League.
You feel like we're on.
He's been great, but I'm sure the best is yet to come.
Hola. You feel like we're on. Brother. You want to be like that? It's me. You need to be.
Sporty bet.
Our Brighton choice is a blend of natural herbs from the tropical valley to give you a right taste. Feel the taste. Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18 years. Not recommended for pregnant women. Do not drink and drive. This advert is MD approved. Our Brighton choice helps day inside. Baton Mortis, one of the fastest waters in history. Enjoy. Instant mix. Great shouts. Great bets. We cross fast. Stop back to me. Hurry back down. Dare to bet. Dare to win. Every second counts. Start your journey to financial freedom with HFM. Trade forex, gold, and more with the best conditions on a trusted platform. HFM executes fairly and fast with 24/7 support. Join millions who trust HFM for online trading. Download the HFM app and start trading today. HFM. Trade your way.
So let me show you a quick trick. It is said this is a game of titles and trophies. It's rhythm and heartbreak, sleeps and hope. And hope when it somehow makes a comeback. Beautiful, ridiculous game. You don't just watch it, talk about it.
Here we go then, our third Premier League match on this Saturday Premier League Live sees us head across Manchester into Old Trafford for Manchester United against Brighton. And we can hit them both managers starting with Mr. Brighton.
Back-to-back wins. So how important is it to build on that, not only in terms of performance, but also results?
It's always important. We are talking about all the time. In this kind of club, it doesn't matter the last game is the next one. Today, we have a different game, but the same responsibility of winning, of performing. We had some issues in Anfield. We know that we don't try to hide all the things with a win. So we work during the week and we want to perform better this week.
I know you mentioned that Harry Maguire had a knock in midweek, but you've made a couple of changes ahead of today. Yoro and Sheffield are both in. So what has been the reason that you put the trust in those two players today?
Different game, different characteristics. We should use the squad. We should look at the opponents and try to put the best 11 to play football. Especially nowadays, you don't know what is the best 11. It depends of the opponent. It depends of the moment. So you try to do that every week.
Another information on time in Mount
How serious is his injury?
No, I'm hoping to have Harry next week. It's a simple thing, but you never know, and I don't like to take risk with because it's the wrong thing for Harry, and it's the wrong thing for the teammates that are working. And I just want to show every time that everyone is important in this team, and we can cope with everyone to win games.
Brighton have got a really great record against Manchester United recently, winning on the last 3 Premier League visits. So how much confidence does that give your team tonight?
I think we go in every game.
As in you in your Trafford,
Quality in the squad, with individual quality, with team quality, and that's the approach as well for today. So we go with the belief to this game to win it, and I think. Of course, the past speaks for us, but overall, it's always a new game. It's a new challenge. The conditions are different, so we have to go into this game and start from point zero. We have to do basic things right, and then I'm sure that we have a chance to win.
Just the one change, Makachero comes in. So what do you want to see from your team?
Playing with a lot of courage, playing with a lot of self-belief, playing our style of play, so try to control the opponent in possession. Of course, we also need to defend, so we want to be intense against the ball. We want to be compact all the time. We think it's crucial against United with this individual quality. But in general, it's really like focus on us playing our style of play and try to bring our principles on the pitch.
Owen Hargreaves, this was a massive win, of course, against Liverpool for Manchester United. Now, today, it's about backing it up, isn't it, against Brighton. And looking at that, they have not had the best times against them recently.
To be fair, I was just because I love him. He's so good. I know he's only played 2 games, but he is so calm in goal. And definitely, it's all about results. We can talk about formations and tactics, but we've got to find a way to win games at Manchester United. And I think obviously winning the 2, that was massive. But this is huge, and this is a tricky Brighton team because they don't really know, do they, what they are. They can be brilliant, and then they can lose games and expect them to win. So this will be really interesting, but I expect United to win.
Yeah, I think when you look at the battle, I think it's in the middle of the park. I think Casemiro and Fernandes is up against Believer and Ari. I think that's a key battle. Brighton have definitely got the legs, and they've got the experience. But I think Brighton are quite fancy themselves over this fixture. the fixture last week. They got a win last week. Danny Welbeck came back to Old Trafford. I think he'll be happy to be back.
And they could put a few of the cynics to bed, couldn't they? Quite some of those critics are just in if they can do it at home on the front foot. One thing doing it at the ball, yeah.
I think they only have 36% possession there. They should have I always actually obviously well back at Old Trafford. Yeah, this game could be really interesting with Cunha and Brighton. Bruno Fernandes, I think it was 3% on the five in the game. And it feels so safe. Like a goalkeeper, he looks so steady.
Yeah, I think you're right. It could be Red Bull. They're actually real ball, especially Brian. Start getting on top possession-wise. You can look towards it and Brian to carry the ball, get you further into the field. It's in the balance this game.
Let's bring you the teams then from Old Trafford. Manchester United making 2 changes from that big 2-1 win at Liverpool last weekend. In come Lenny Yoro at centre-back there, and Makachero up top, and I've got Harry Maguire, who's we're really talking about him. Hoping to have him back hopefully next week, but not involved today. And Mason Mount, who drops to the Manchester United bench. Bruno Fernandes, by the way, making his 300th United appearance today. As for Brighton, one change from that 2-1 win against Newcastle next weekend. Winston Talby's old team, he's in for Diego Gomez, who gets to the Brighton bench. Danny Welbeck, number 18, up top, back in the club. But he started out as a little boy in good form as well, Owen, isn't he? 4 goals in his last 3 games. He is winding back the clock. You know him well.
Yeah, he's such a diamond. He's a brilliant player. He's a really great person.
Oh, it actually gets worse.
I mean, that was the other system in this Brighton team. And they'll be confident. Obviously, we hope the fans are a bit happier when the game kicks off.
But your team, fancy this. You've got 6 wins in the last 7 games. I know you say you're not quite sure sometimes what you get from helps in the team. That's right. Some of those Brighton fans have shown him a little bit of heat, Chris.
Yeah, to certain extent.
Udasuaje TV bana.
Mimi sijavinya remote.
Attack at Manchester United right hand side and try and make things happen.
Yeah, Harry Maguire was the hero, wasn't he? At Anfield last week. He's watching on from the stands today, and it's all about that muscle memory and momentum, isn't it?
Maguire kwani ameumia bana.
Nilikuwa anacheza na yule ya coach Brighton.
Ndio Maguire yuko kwa stands.
Last time alianza, sasa ni yako bench. Alikuwa anza ataanza na Sheshko.
So here we go then. Our third game of the day.
Mja alikuwa ataanza na forward 3. Kinyambe umo na Ahmad. Si Ahmad. Na Mount.
Manchester United back. We might find out over the next
Mount
30 minutes or so. Let's get you over to your commentary team at Old Trafford. Jim Beglin and Martin Tuttle.
Oh, 300 games for Bruno Fernandes and Manchester United. In the time he's been here, he's only missed 3 through illness or injury. He's been suspended a couple of times, he's been left out a couple of times as well. But the fire is still in Bruno's belly. The players take the lead in the continuing fight against discrimination.
Wewe. Tambe.
So Manchester United target 3 in a row in terms of Premier League wins. Brighton 4 in a row in terms of visits in the Premier League to this famous stadium.
I've been begging already. On
Manchester United trying to show that they're still buzzing.
The more.
On Sunday, and Brighton might feel the force of that with Mbeumo.
But kama last time but
It made it look at the end that he could have been trying to take it out, but not the case. He is trying to squeeze down inside the far post. It's obviously.
I want to dial.
last week in Anfield, I enjoyed watching Ahmad and Mbermo and what they were doing on that right side and the problems they were causing Liverpool. I think those two have got something going.
Well, since that happened, you're quite right, Jim. There's been an interview with Ahmed saying that he and Brian didn't really hit it off at the start, and they sort of had a chat together, and now they've got a real understanding, which you obviously were last weekend, and they'll be looking for the same again. But I will drop back. There's a winger, really. We'll go on when he can. Something for Brian to keep an eye on. They've had to change a little bit on the left-hand side. Makachero come in is an actual left-back signed from Club Brugge in Belgium. And Makachero has been playing at left-back. He's been playing further forward, but...
Mica vieni qua a mesa. Sawa. Hapa ni gani? Sio, hivi mawe.
Yeah, I think when they made a substitution last week, Karioglu played from the left. Minter actually went to the right side.
No, he started on the right. I was actually at the game, Jim, and there was a place on the left of Diego Gomez who went off early, and then the switch happened that you were talking about. But he's back on the bench. He's fit enough. It was a knock on the hip that slowed him down a two, but he's available again if Fabian Hurts needs it. And Van Hecker, that's the barricade for Brighton, if you like, but Manchester United have got to try and break down. It's a tightish fall. It's a good start from Brighton's point of view. And the leader wasn't really looking. Here's a Burmo. Trying to get across Cunha. He's still looking a bit of disbelief.
I suspect he's not trying to go for goal here. The run he's made, Cunha, because the angle was extreme. It was very acute. And Fernandes had made the run inside. But yeah, once Burmo got it, he was always likely to end up with him looking for the movement around him. And yeah, Fernandes just disappointed it wasn't wrapped around the foot of Cunha.
Reminder, really, we've seen Bruno Fernandes in the scoring position twice now. He has scored 100 goals for the club as well as played 300 times now. It's caught on his heels a little bit.
Yeah, Brighton have yet to register a clean sheet as well this season, Martin, which I think Manchester United are very aware of.
There's a lot to talk to him about United being more direct this season. You noticed that?
I think that it is part of the play, yes. I mean, even last week at Anfield, there were certain times when they just took the press out of play. I think that's clever.
Here's Van Hecker. Also, trying to slip it through. Coutinho, Lita, and Danny Welbeck work in tandem. He's done a mixed time against Manchester United. A goal, a red card, and 2 own goals. Another paragraph in that particular page of his career history written today. And of course, he's got the wins as well. It should be added to that list. Ayara. As for Sweden, that hasn't been too much fun recently. They've got a new head coach, the Brighton connection, Graham Potter.
I mean, they do some mad things at times. When you watch a Brighton, for example, just there, Verbruggen has rolled the ball outside his box. Who to? Welbeck, who was back between the centre backs. And you'll see both fullbacks make runs. We've already seen one from the Kuiper from out to in. Just try and get a little overload in place when they're attacking.
Makachero, just to remind them, Mr. Team News, Harry Maguire hurt in training since his winner at Liverpool. The left has moved into the middle of the back three. Sure, thing on the left. And of course, he's very equipped. Kashko interrupted by Balima. Van Heck. Welbeck gets away. Minter's in the middle. He looks for him. Oh, Minter's missed it.
Yeah. I think Mbemba just did enough to cause him to miss it. But this is wonderful work. I mean, the little flick around the lift to get away from him. I think, yeah, had that found the back of the net, I think he's probably going to be flagged for offside. It looked as if he was just ahead of the pass that came from Welbeck once he got into this position. Yeah, head up, looking for the support.
Even so, you want to put it in the net and find the flag goes up to.
Exactly.
Yeah. He is a frustrating player. Thank you, Mohamed. He's got real quality, top Premier League pace. But, not perhaps the most natural finisher. Here comes Adiogu. That turn of foot from Welbeck. He's 35 next month, in a couple of weeks, in fact.
Fitness has played a big part in his career, Martin. I mean, he's had some terrible long injuries as well. So I think to fight his way through it all and to come out this strong at you say 34.
34 and 17 days.
Yeah, I mean, credit to him.
Yeah.
And there he is. Look how deep he is again.
Complimented by Fabian Hensler all the time. If you speak to him about Welbeck,
What a part.
influence off the
Before we go to work.
making a run that's across. Making a decision. Well, certainly wasn't anything like a goal scoring opportunity.
Well, I just wonder whether there's a touch coming up here now. Ayari, yeah, I think he knows that he's got too much on it and he's not going to probably be able to keep it in play. So he's gone down, and I sympathise with Europe. I think the referee's made a mistake on that one.
Well, about 30, 40 minutes ago, we were watching Manchester United practice defending set pieces in this goal, in this kind of situation. It's something I think the coaches from Portugal seem to do. Another Brighton were watching. I suspect somebody was. It's into Kuiper.
One-man wall.
If you need one, do you need any, really? In by the Kuiper. Back by Fabio. Now, lost it a bit. We'll have the Welbeck run, the Ayari run that's led to this free kick.
Yeah, I think he might have been happier on his left side.
He's, I suppose, the successor really to Caicedo. Did so well at Brighton before.
Oh, you know a lot.
Connecting with Chelsea, like a good number of people. Brighton and Hove Albion have done in recent past. Cucurella, you tend to forget that what a good player he's become, and they're talking about Kuiper as a similar build. He's going to have similar tenacity. Time will tell. Nutrition header by Delict. Nice play. Involving the Kuiper. Welbeck's up with him, and so too is Minter. Quite making the best contact so far.
Wewe wacha bwana ref.
It's an interesting one, of course. Burma went down and eventually scored an eye later, beginning at field. And here's Mitte's not quite able to get there rapid though he is.
Yeah, and just prior to that, I mean, we saw that run from out to in from the Kuiper again. Something Manchester United are going to have to watch. And, you know, at times when Welbeck is dropping a little deeper, then De Ligt is actually following him and leaving a void in that back three.
Lemon's
Kipande mimi yote. Kiti aje.
underneath it.
Si. Weka mawe.
Ayari.
Nice. Kunde bwana, sasa lazima atoke.
We'll talk about him leaving at the end of the season, but in actions of the way he's fitted in, understanding the Amorim philosophy, if you like, there might be a new deal on the table. Same for Harry Maguire. Senior players might be thinking that their time is up. Still trying to perform to show that it's not, or it shouldn't be. Philip.
Yeah.
Trying to show what we were talking about earlier, standing with Mbemo. Sheshko.
Just got your boozer ball.
Sneaked in on the goalkeeper there. Dunk.
Hello. What's up with you? Water.
This Dunk has been at Brighton so long. He has been part of different footballing philosophies, where head it and kick it was the main job of a Brighton number 5. I had a chat with him once, and he said, "Look, I've always wanted to play football like we're playing now. You know, got the build of it, feel like an old-fashioned centre back.
Hello. Hello. Like Kavogo.
Far more footballing defender. So he's been able to keep up with the progress of the game.
I think he's been well suited to most of the managers that have come through, yeah. And we've had a real kind of lift in Brighton performances really in the last few seasons. And yeah, he's up there. Mr. Brighton.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ruta. Minter with him, Welbeck just looking on the edge of the area. There.
Very formations. Inside your mouth.
He's going to play on it well. It looks as if he's getting up now, but it was Fernandes who actually just arrived at the last minute as he was about to unleash. And I think he did just enough to prevent him from maybe putting it somewhere else or getting more power behind it.
They are already ruled. We do hear the transmission from the base. No touch. Quick decision.
Oh, fala bana. Chenga fala bana. Ai. Ah! Ele penalti. Hiyo si ni pena bana. Hii ni pena mzee. Awe. Hai boli ziendelee sana bana. Tupo nje. Yaro wameangalia.
The Kuiper's obviously got a little bit of the ball because the VAR are not giving it.
Maumbo.
Casemiro.
Awe. Huyo pia one ball wewe. Unaongea na ufala. Mimi angeseti tu ni bao tu rahisi.
Pass it into the box. Try to. Maro again fell short of the attack from the corner from Premier. Bruno Fernandes.
Place bana.
Goalkeeper in two minds for sure.
Twende bana. Leo jamaa wa 6-3 bana. Sheshku.
Sure. Already now started more than twice as many games in the Premier League.
We card bana. We umboa.
Yeah, this is looking.
Sema usangalia. Zijo. Z.
Wasn't the last week involving Makachero and Kevin, the Fulham substitute. Andy Taylor was the referee in that one. And he actually went over to the screen on the advance a bit. He gave the penalty and quickly changed his mind when he saw
Zijo.
a little scrape on the ball. You don't always, as a offender, defender, you don't always get the decision.
Sasa hizo ni gani? Kwani VR ni ya nini? VR washasema sita.
Bruno Fernandes trying to increase that.
Offside.
It's really fizzling. Any sort of touch there. The pace on the ball might well have led to an opening goal. Casemiro driving it. Yeah, I mean, the earlier one.
Hapo angeseti
Yeah,
tu
I mean, it's
ile
a
na
really good hit
apige.
from Cunha. I think when you've got players like him, you've got some electricity up front. You know, you've got real danger now, and Manchester United are portraying that. We've had a couple of moments, but mostly
Siende.
the Devils
Hiyo ball itarudi hapa.
in devilish mood to recent improvements in terms of results and go short. And Bruno's got eyes on Verbruggen as if to say, I'm going to get you at some stage, I'm going to close you down. Stop to the ball here.
Moja kunya.
Francesco has a presence in the middle, isn't he? The tall, Cunha played there at Anfield up front, but Francesco is
Hiyo kitu ilifaa kuwa pena bana. Tumalize hii shughuli bana.
Sunderland. There's an enthusiasm about him, there's a hunger, the basics you want in any player on the pitch.
Rudi hapo. Nice.
By Gallo covering around behind Luke Shaw. By the Kaka.
Siende. Sheshku. Sheshku. Still.
A bit too fanciful for Van Hickler, hoping to pin him down. Nurse has been saying to me it can Van Hickler down to a new deal.
Hii aliona tu.
Richard.
Wow.
Cross goes to Lake.
Yeah, it's nice game.
Nice turn. They'll want him linking up with Welbeck as much as possible. But I think De Ligt is making better decisions this season.
Which one down? Zuma set pieces.
The happy to take the corner. And good fight for Brighton.
Nice. Yes.
Very boyish. Very young. Job that there is a huge amount of responsibility. Well, I mean, that's because it's like a statement. I'm in command. I know what I'm doing. It's Cunha. Casemiro. Who's challenging? The other number 18, Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck looks like the best centre back on the pitch so far.
Moja, Sheshko. Kwashe. Casemiro.
They easily had it played onto him and sit in the corner.
Kunta
What do you
Kinte.
think about his future? He's had some down times, but there's Harry Maguire. There's also in the same envelope, really. Conversation.
Well, I think for both of them, I like the fact that Maguire hit, I think, probably an all-time low in his head. He was getting absolutely pelted a couple of seasons back. And I really admire the way he's come through and did so with dignity. He never really responded.
Nice one! Urefu ni mwizi bana.
Ya pili. From behind bana.
Urefu anatuenjoy bana.
Hey, na hiyo. We kwenda. Refa alikaa amebet bana.
Nice one. Hey!
Nice.
Sika ndo ole bana. Ata
kwenda.
Urefu ni mwizi walai.
Urefu anabeba hii timu.
Kuna mtu huku nje. Wai. Piga ndo ole bana. Si mbona apige zile nduki zake bana.
Kama stress.
Man!
Wewe! Kunya! Refa wabebe bana. Oya, kunya. Kunya!
Urefu bana. Urefu jaribu kazi nyingine.
I think he might have been driven a little bit. A couple of times, you know, he's overhit.
Hey, bosi tumeisaka bana.
What he wants.
Nice.
And what he's bringing to this attack.
Fundi.
Once he got it out of his
Shit.
spin, that's a
Huyu jamaa alikuwa ametupa.
take it away from Frederick.
Yaani
You
fundi.
just need to be
Sana
to
joto anafanya.
make sure you got the next thing going.
Ndio simu yako.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You know, it's had to wait a little while. They backed in. And that's what they brought. Like some other players just go in this category, really Premier League experience. There's somebody who has. So it's a transfer like that. You have a bit more of that. He's a very skillful boy and he's a very clever operator. And you know, wherever you think he's positioned, he'll probably be somewhere else. Because he's a maverick. You know, he's just leave me to my own devices at times.
They seek him here, they seek him there.
Yeah.
FIFA. And in the shape of the 15 minutes or so leading up.
Wewe chenga pala tena bana.
Wewe huyu ref bana zi. Huyu anafanya suspension.
The referee is not going to bow to them. And this was that penalty call. Yeah, he's clearly inside the box, obviously trying to fall into it when the contact is made from Dunk.
He only got half of himself into it.
He did.
Now Dunk.
It's a stump.
actually, Iari was running away from the man who had the ball. Rifa wasn't looking to see what any direction where the pass. All FIFA could say is Iari's number.
I think Baliba and Ayari need to just kind of show up a little bit more now to try and take away some of the midfield domination. If I can use that word for Manchester United, certainly success in midfield.
Manchester United.
Trying to slow it down a little bit. Van Hecker.
Timpe udio ball.
Riolo.
Brighton.
Looking for
And Korea doing his defensive duties, which has gone down well.
16 times he played for Brazil. World Cup coming. That's a lot of incentive for players to play particularly well for their clubs. Extra incentives. Right, looking to hit back. And, set piece found on the south coast.
Nice.
Thrown away by Casemiro.
He's very good, Casemiro, on set pieces in either box.
No, me.
Playing up for a spell, red cards, and giving the ball away, costing goals. Just though maybe his timeline was.
Hiyo penalty hawajaangalia, si ndio?
Manchester United thought when they signed
Sema
him.
tu Vieira wamesema si
He
tena.
picked up and
Ukishasema hivyo
general
inaisha
improvement. Not to get too carried away. 1-2 in a row. They have one at Anfield, which is special for Manchester United.
Yeah. Oh,
The general feeling that
Weka hapo tu.
is starting to get his message across. He's caught out there by Euro's mistake.
Yeah, believe it, not quite.
Bro, mazee sahii kama uwezi fika klasi ya Manchester bwana.
But when you're looking at somebody who knows exactly what he's trying to do and gets complete control on executing it, it turns out nicely. Yeah, he's come across Verbruggen, and because of that, there's no way at full stretch he's even going to get a hand to it.
And Casemiro with the assist.
Casemiro with the assist, yeah. I mean, in referring to him as you did a short time ago, Martin, he had a very embarrassing time last season. You know, he hit a big low as well, and his confidence must have been completely shot. But
Nice
you know,
one.
he's
Aye.
bouncing back.
Kuna rahisi ref. Ai.
Jorginho Ruta, Minte, gets inside Euro. He's still going.
Huyo mzee uko mbaya.
I'm not sure sort of scrambled across, and he was a barrier that you couldn't get past this speedy player.
Wamekunja hapo.
I'm thinking at one stage that if he could have just held on to it, we could
Chang.
be looking at a potential goal of the season. But in the end, with three Manchester United players trying
No
to stop
shit.
him, got away from him.
Au reazi.
So the cheers that Andrew Taylor has given Manchester United a free kick, and he's doing his best to give the game a real flow. And he sets his bar high. Yes, because of that, one of the top officials, just in this country but in the world. Well, Fernandes was there. But you would expect to take it 10 times out of 10. So Brian and Bomo has joined, presumably for a reason.
as he plays it. Well, you can see the reason. Quite work out.
Where's that piece? You fall.
We probably were as commentators waiting to see where it might drop, somebody might get ahead to it. They probably can't do that one again. Oh. Makachero with the throw. End of British summertime tonight means the clock's going back an hour. Times when Manchester United wanted to turn the clocks back 10 years, but maybe the future is a bit brighter as the evenings get a bit darker.
Woo!
Licked. Yes, he got the ball.
Control. Nice one.
Yeah. Washeshko bana. Wako na confidence bana, tunaua.
Very unselfish from Ahmad. Once he got in the position, I'm thinking, just take it towards the goal.
Sasa mazuri adindiwa anaga. Manchester United.
Wanabahatisha bana.
Hayo hii naona ndio ni deflection ndio.
Kama ni mjake tunapeana. Lakini wazee wana press. Naona Delete anakuja hadi na Welbeck hadi huko.
Bora kali lakini si bora ni bao. Bora ni ingia ndani. Mkipa kuna sitani.
Kazi ishaanguka.
Jana ndaje bao za kupewa bana. Nataka bao za Manchester United. Wewe. Wanasema mainua yako bana.
As to whether he scored the second one, whether they calculated there was enough bend on the shot to maybe challenge that area inside the post. There was no hope for Brighton once it struck Ayari pretty squarely.
Na hiyo side trap ni kali. Amepewa.
Si ndio mzee hapo. Hayo nyang'anya hata utageni imeisha. Ball bin inaenda hivi.
Well, I think it's just
Subjection.
The people in command of that do what they have to do. Okay, maybe I was going to go harsh as well on Mitchell because
Uref Joe.
Sasa bana faa achilie rocket moja bana. Ana wazee ndio wanapita. Mbona zidia kwa hapo.
Ana kilio mimi. Yeye ana kilio hapo utengwe bana. Sisi ndio tukazitumia wenzetu na wasunda.
Wengine hawatezi wao ucheza hiyo. Brighton wao inacheza hiyo.
some of the mistakes that
Hiyo kiwapata.
happen here.
Lazima urisk hivyo kila kitu.
Collect.
Sheshko uko wapi bana?
Done by Richard, flicked on by Welbeck. Makachero.
Baleba wako ndani.
Hiyo hapa.
Leave it. Nice ahead of him. Blue wide.
Oh.
It's the deflection, but not in the same way as Casemiro did, and it is a corner. Yeah, well, I mean, credit to the red shirts, they just got in numbers close enough to Shaw, Fernandes. Everyone back for Manchester United.
Wow. Fuck. Oh.
Deal with it. Dunk. Got a piece of it. Yeah, I mean, he's not really shut down and he can take an extra touch and maybe there was sufficient bend on it. But he's Brazilian. That should be enough. And perhaps for the Premier League goal accreditation panel.
Mawe piga bana. Unani dalo. Huwezi funga. Wala ni Sheshko. Ndani ni Sheshko.
I think that's another example of being able to knock it long and look at Sheshko and the fact that, you know, he can get a little flick on and get the likes of Dallo on the run.
Rudi.
Taken by Kalioglu. Kalioglu goes again. Scampering way of his. Shouldn't be a corner. Oh, it might be. It's quite lucky. Not sure.
Experience bana. Luke Shaw.
He's going to take up chance. Now, I've had some bad days, not very many of them. The 7-0 defeat at Forest last season was one that probably sticks in his mind. I was there that day too. Some of them were there as well, I'm sure.
Zinaona naonyeshe. Oh.
Nico does well. It's a good aerial battle with Sheshko, as you mentioned, Jim. I mean, if you've got a big man up front, he seems to be taller than most of the centre backs he's up against, then play to it. Use him aerially. Yora. From Lamans. So they're running quickly again.
Nje. Ndani.
It's just good with the set off then. It's going to put it back again. And then lost it again.
Bana, kwani haoni anataka kufanya too much.
Believe it. It's only Bruno Fernandes. With a change of play, switch of play by if you're not controlling it instantly. Here's Hayari. Over straight to Belieber. Second done this time by Diallo.
Ai bwana. Oh, hiyo amepeana. Sasa wamezoea bana.
Maliba. Maliba hii season ako chini.
it looked
Nataka
that
kuja
way.
maeneo
Again,
bana.
you know, it's Ahmad playing
Na kwanza alikuwa
the
shamsoti.
ball, picking out, and then that first touch was brilliant.
Fitted somewhat as an audition for Believer, or maybe a future move to Manchester United. He's not going according to plan so far, but he shouldn't have to be thinking about that. He's a very fine player. Here's Dunk. Return, and it bounces off Ayari.
And if Ahmad does push on this right flank,
Hey.
then Bournemouth always just drops inside, just drops very close to Šeško.
That's the understanding that they've been talking about. Plenty of evidence working here today. It's a good header by Yoro to leap high. Brighton's target really now is to make sure they get the next goal. Plant a leg up back into the contest. They're not out of it, of course. 2-0, the dangerous lead, as the old cliche goes. Dunk. Don't go where it will be for did get to it. The overcard. Stupinian, the Buccaneering left back, one of the players that left Brighton in the summer. I do buy cheap and sell expensive, don't they? Make a lot of profit. Whereas Manchester United tend to buy expensive. And when they're interested, of course, the price tends to go through the roof of any target. It's Casemiro helping out again.
Tupige tu.
He's really enjoying himself. So some of those dark days, particularly for the clubs that are around him. Not too much of a hint of a smile from Sir but he must be inwardly pleased. Can't smile all the time.
Martin, post Anfield, there were a lot of Manchester United fans kind of wondering what to expect this evening. This is perfect for them so far. They've been the better team, more dangerous attacking team.
Vundi.
Burmo.
Ai, umzee ni nini?
Šeško! Weka kitu bwana.
Well, just looking at his reaction alone tells you that Šeško feels he should have done better. And again, it's just lonely football.
Ni kama pia alikuwa bola ni kafu.
Sisi ufala. Ingekuja hapo mbele yake ndio wanapiga hivyo vile alikuwa anataka. Ama angekunja huu msee.
Had a sense of poetry about it, that move, but not the final line. Finished the work.
Šeško.
It's legit. Sure.
Ay.
Anakataa kuingia bwana.
Has to go across.
Ura.
The pictures of what's surrounding, knowing that he could turn away and very safely.
Sasa anaona anaambiwa na Amorim usishuke.
Keeper has been beaten twice. So again, isn't it? Goalkeeper had no chance. He's had no chance with these two for different reasons.
Agreed.
Your thoughts on the first half, Jim?
Ninte amekaliwa huku.
I was kind of driving over here and thinking Brighton are a very dangerous outfit.
Well, it could yet be dangerous in this last attack before half time. It's Kuiper. Finish up quite useful.
Ruben Amorim was even talking about, how good a side that they have to face, after that big achievement last weekend. And after being a bit lively early on, I don't think Brighton have really kind of kicked into the game. Manchester United, I think, have taken over. And for me, it's the next step, isn't it, in Amorim and what he wants to get He's getting control in this one. He's got two very goals. He's delighted to take two.
That route to control that. He's onside. But it's perhaps a maybe situation for Brighton, but for Manchester United, the celebration of Cunha's first goal for the club. A bit of fortune for Casemiro, who's been given the second. It might have been passing wide, a hit Ayari went in, but he's been outstanding, Casemiro, in the first half. And Ruben Amorim can be pretty pleased. There's no hangover from the celebrations of winning at Anfield. They put their foot down, and they are leading Brighton at half-time by 2-0.
Yeah, Manchester United in full control then, early doors, but as things stand, Manchester United into the Champions League places thanks to two long rangers. A first goal in a Manchester United shirt for that man, Makachero Cunha, nestling into the bottom right corner, and a little bit of a deflection, but Casemiro doubling their lead. Second half coming next.
My brother might be blind, but for me, football is not just about what you feel. What you feel.
Sisi tunataka kusikia vile Pandit wanasema. Dakika 2-3.
You know the text. Drink responsibly. Not for self-consumption from 18 yet. Not recommended for pregnant women. Do not drink and drive. This advert is FDA approved. Oh, bossy bitches. Helps. Stay inside.
Liz and Sola. Don't be that big of me to get stronger. He's been great, but I'm sure the best is yet to come.
Every second counts. Start your journey to financial freedom with HFM. Trade Forex, gold, and more with the best conditions on a trusted platform. HFM executes fairly and fast with 24/7 support. Join millions who trust HFM for online trading. Download the HFM app and start trading today. HFM, trade your way.
5% and I
On Bathroom Mortis, one of the fastest food warriors in history. Enjoy. That's the fact. It's best. Quick dishes. Quick bets. We must fast. For me. Yeah, to win.
It is said this is a game with titles such as Rhythm in Between, Heartbreak, and Sleeps, and Hope. And hope, when it somehow makes a comeback. It's beautiful, ridiculous. Okay? You don't just watch it, talk about it. You see it.
40%, man. Let them speak.
Football is not just about winning.
So Manchester United 2-0 at half-time against Brighton at Old Trafford. And as it stands, Owen Hargreaves, your old club, fourth in the table, 1-0 from Mateus Cunha's first goal in Manchester United.
Yeah, he's a fabulous player. And you can play him the ball in tight spaces. He's such a smart player. I think that's had a good impact on the game down this right-hand side. But I think Brighton's loads of bodies back. They should probably deal with this a little bit, but I think Casemiro's within pops in, checks the shoulder, knows Cunha's there. Great sort of section in the finish is absolutely fantastic. He knows exactly where the goalie is, knows where the defender is, and he just passes it. It really is a great fit. That's exactly why they signed him, because he gets you goals.
Yeah, I mean, this is ability, isn't it? This is what he can do in the games. In the balance, he can just pull out a moment of magic like this. There's no real right to score from there, but like you said, first touch and then just passes it into that far corner. Wonderful goal. And just got freedom to play Manchester United shot.
Oh, and you say he gets you a goal from outside the box, doesn't it? Particularly since the start of last season. Look at that. 6 from the beginning of the 24-20 Brighton season, one ahead of the Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes. And you look at his touches in that first half. He's been busy, right? He's a couple of times you can see there as well, but down that left-hand side wasn't right.
I mean, people talk about 2 times here, but he comes from the left-hand side. He's actually technically fantastic football, but he loves that big switch like when he used to have on the left-hand side, and he's switching out to the right-hand side. But he's just, I think one of his greatest aspects is a big personality, which I think we need to help from Man United. And I think he's been a great addition to the team.
Yeah, 34 minutes gone, then Casemiro again doubling Manchester United lead. They're in full control thanks to it, but another long range, a bit of a deflection.
Yeah, I mean, when you break it down, a little bit naive from Brighton trying to play into midfield, and when it does fall for Casemiro, not quick enough to go. No one really makes that big an effort to close him back, and a really unfortunate deflection into the area.
You're happy with Casemiro from this angle?
I mean, I think it's coming back in. I think Brighton's got it through, but I would give it to Casemiro.
That's a dreadful ball, by the way. Why are they playing out just to pass him? That's such a good player, but I think this is it's a counter-attack waiting to happen, but Leighton's got to get to the ball. Brighton has been a mess in that, because I know you don't deserve to be able to lead, but Brighton makes mistakes in possession.
Going to take to this side, in fact, your old teammate, Mr. Gary Neville, inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. Here he is before kick-off, getting his awards, presented it pitch side here, Brighton, Manchester United legend Gary Neville in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, amazing. Credit to him. You know, obviously it's hard to play at the highest level, but the longevity that I think Nev had is almost second to none. Really, had an incredible career. He's had a good one, really, outside of this. As one of the best broadcasters. But I remember one of the first things I heard was Gary Neville shouting on the football pitch, shouting commands to everyone, and he was a leader. He was very vocal. He's had an incredible career. Credit to him.
Yeah, he will be enjoying what you see. Old Trafford Brighton side Brighton, Manchester United are leading Brighton by 2-0 in the third Premier League game of the day. Fabian Herzler, big half-time team fit, but it's Ruben Amorim will have that smile on his face as Manchester United look to move into the top 4. Second half, that's next.
It is said heartbreak, sex, and hope. And somehow, it's beautiful, ridiculous. Okay? You don't just watch it, talk about it. You feel it. Unbattling is one of the fastest. Start your journey to financial freedom with HFM. Trade forex, gold, and more. HFM is experienced 24/7 support. Download HFM and start trading today. HFM, trade your way.
And you, it's just
Game number 4 of Premier League Live on this wonderful Saturday back at the BTEC Community Stadium. Keep down boots. Brentford up against Liverpool. Jordan facing its old team in West London. Good team. It's always been good for the Manchester United fans at half-time. Owen, I'm going to show you that again because that is more familiar to the club, isn't it? Long way to go, but it's looking good.
3 wins on the bounce or what? I mean, they're there. What can happen in the second? They got a bit better. They took it brilliantly, but they're taking the chances. And I think Brighton have kind of playing into it. They've had more of the ball. They made some of their own mistakes. I think now United have been playing more. They feel like they're going to win against.
Exactly what City will watch this afternoon. When those green W's continue.
Yeah, it is from Manchester United point of view. I'll be able to like the wins on balance. That it shows a bit of stability, a bit of momentum. I think from a Brighton point of view, that there's been glimpses, and I think like when you started so well, I think that was the hardest thing, starting well, because obviously Old Trafford on its feet kind of thing, a lot of expectation around the stadium. But
think from my point of view, next goal's crucial. I think that they are still in this game. They've been naive. They've been unlucky at times. But next goal is absolutely crucial.
And this is what you said, to be fair to you before. You know, you're not quite sure what to expect from them. And we've kind of got a bit of a mixed bag, haven't we, after those first 20 minutes? Mistakes, sloppy.
Yeah, but on the other hand, there've been positive glimpses going forward. And I think, like I say, if they get that next goal, it just makes Manchester United question themselves. But need to be slightly better, especially in the
This supposed to approach the Super Bowl with this sort of run. Well, it has to be. That's got to be the goal. They're at a good start to this game, and they need to finish it off in the second half.
We shall see what happens in this second half. And then we get Makachero on the score sheet. Bruno Fernandes leading his players. He will link towards another 3 points to get back to your commentary team there of Jude Bellingham.
One thing that Manchester United and we might have mentioned at half time, the clean sheets for Manchester United in the Premier League have been few and far between. Just one this season, 2 in the last 15 games since mid-April in the league. The one thing about not being in Europe, they have a full week to work on the various strategies, and certainly defending will be high on that list. Brighton, they need to do attacking. They haven't been defending very well, and they're 2 goals down to the Brazilian pair of Makachero and Makachero. No early Jim to see whether they're Brighton going to change the shape. Minter's still on the left, which has been unusual for him this season.
I wonder why the weeks we see a change at 2.5 time. Younger in midfield, just a bit more aggression. Forwardly, we haven't had enough of that.
There's Miller, who's played 43 times previously against Manchester United. A variety of clubs, including Manchester City, of course. And Liverpool. Here's Minter. Snuffled away. Mayari by Sheshko. Let's go get that first again. Right a bit of time, which is much needed. To go back up them again. Here's the Richard. And now FIFA. Okay. That's this one in the first half, and you said it because they did this time.
Class last season, class certainly this evening. Yeah, it's unfortunate. He wants to basically show himself in his best possible way, and that's not it.
Bruno Fernandes was the Manchester United player. He was injured while that was holding down when he had his shot. Casemiro was all over him. Touch Makachero and Vermaat. Still got it. Manchester United still in. As they try to size up the chance to make it 3 early in the second half. And then the end of this moment. What a mighty move. Now this once again coming up right here this time. It's a very open game, Jim, isn't it?
They may have switched ends, but we're seeing the same as we saw in the first half.
With this ball,
And Inter headed away by the left. The more Brighton chase it, the more open it will become. And Allo, a good covering header, drops a big fat. That's Brenda Fernandes in the 300 today. There's an appearance in Manchester.
Yeah!
One of his killer passes.
Really?
Makachero.
I think you have to give credit to Van Hecke as well, reading that one. And Amma getting in, and you kind of think, again, unselfish, just looking to play it across the 6-yard box. And so it did get to
Yeah, kushika ball fiti.
Hernandez.
Amepiga tu ile.
Kind of really didn't have much backlift. And Verbruggen was always likely to get
Usikubeba.
Ndio kazi ya keeper offside.
Allo, goalkeeper hesitates. Cisco picking himself up, the flag went up. So it didn't matter. On the far side from Adam Nunn.
A great manager. Maino bana na hadi tulimsahau bana. Lakini aje Maino aingie timu. Leo ndo kimina lakini sasa atacheza.
Jia kasi.
Haezi achezangi hapo kwenye Casemiro acheza. Anacheza hapo Bruno acheza. Akimani anacheza na attacking wawili. Wawili attacking. Beba.
And exactly take that at the moment, but they'd like to get the score to that and then build.
Lames.
In all honesty, it does look more likely that the next goal will come at the other end.
Mzee lakini mrefu bana.
It's nice to play half volley by the goalkeeper.
Basics, isn't it? You know, a longer ball and the flick on from Šeško, and Burma was on his bike.
Hello. Here's Vifa. Now, Oliver. The Kaifa. Rutet. Welbeck hasn't really had a chance yet. Moro coming around the right of the three centre backs. Van Hecke. Under Verbruggen. The Manchester United half. Van Hecke. Certainly not the biggest in the penalty area.
No, it needs to go closer to his head.
142 appearances, 29 goals for Manchester United. 20 of them in the Premier League, 2008 to 2014. Through the youth system here, local lad. Tim mentioned earlier, a lot of injuries after that. So much so he only for the first time got 10 goals in a Premier League season last season.
Weka bana. Weka juu. Yes, yes, bana.
Looking for support from Fernandes. Back with Euro as well. It's an Euro.
Drive.
Cunha. It's been quick from Manchester United. They've slowed it down.
Seems Brighton have got a lot behind the ball.
Get Shaw in behind. Wins it. Shaw still can't quite get there.
Mzee Manili sana alikuwa anaitwa Diego Leon fanya lienda wapi?
Substitutes warming up. The substitutes have only a full stop. That's the Premier League pattern as it stands.
Weka vitu.
Is in Burma.
It's all over box.
Euro. You mentioned the word control in the first half, Jim, and that Amara will be pleased with this. Fans might want it to go forward a bit quicker, and it does this time, but that can happen when you do force it. But there is an element of control that we haven't seen so much on the Ruben Amorim's teams, or from Ruben Amorim's teams
since he took over a year ago.
Yeah, I think consistency initially, and we're seeing a little more consistency, and I think with that then comes the confidence of taking control of games.
FIFA.
Hello.
Yeah, Milner and Watson, Tom Watson are
old. Here's Ayari. He's shortcoming today. Doesn't shout, encourages.
I think his midfield have been weak, and I think that's been one of the big problems for Brighton at Old Trafford.
Utapigwa kadi bana.
Casemiro has profited from that. Bruno Fernandes. Just wonder whether there's a crowning moment for game 300 for the Manchester United captain. Believer.
Sasa hapo Casemiro anadai nini? Wenyewe wananifuanga. Uwe yeye.
Obama. Into the bullseye with the pass.
Those fans on the far side.
Mawe, piga bana. Piga juu. Uzi.
Just go.
We saw it the first half.
Yeah, for the first time ameweka direct bana.
Kubu minte.
Twende.
Mano.
Anatoa ameshika bola. No, kuna rahisi.
That's awful. I mean, that's just asking for trouble.
Napiga direct.
And luckily it was straight up from Bruggen, from Šeško.
Yeah, you couldn't blame Šeško for, I mean, you're not a proper striker if you turn over a chance like that to have a crack. And by Cunha bends into the
No, I do so.
There's a lot of activity on the Brighton bench.
Diego Gomez will be the third substitution.
I think Inter takes it quickly. Rifa. Get feeling
Wewe.
Fernandes.
Ai, do nini tu.
Yeah, I think Ayari sealed his fate with that last mistake. He's the third one to be put in the list of those who are going to depart the fixture. I think the lead is going to be taken off as well, from what we're hearing. Okay. Minter, it's a better of Dello. To stab it infield rather than putting it across with his
Right doing it. We pass the ball.
Here he is again. He's better on this side. Cardio's gone to the left where we thought they'd link up the two left footers at the keeper. Here is the keeper. He did score a goal. Only been at Brighton this season. Scored at Chelsea and win there. Touch inside from Welbeck. Welbeck gets it back. Rifa, Minter, Welbeck wants it cross.
So I was looking at Welbeck trying to get a touch, and then suddenly realised the ball might have gone straight in. Well, I think the keeper might have just got a hand on that, because certainly Welbeck is trying to make that case to Anthony Taylor, who's not buying it.
He did. And it was a wonderful touch.
Yeah, I mean,
That was going in.
yeah. Well, he's done well, because if he steps up and commits himself,
Your ball is going under
touch from Welbeck, so he judged that.
Well, two players 20 years apart in age, you're on, James Milner and Tom Watson. The Kuiper's off. Diego Gomez making it a triple change. Kuiper depart. Watson, Milner, and Gomez, who only played, there he is. Diego Gomez only played 20 minutes or so against Newcastle. On a bash on the hip that slowed him down. He's been scoring goals in the Carabao Cup. Scored 4, 2 of them absolutely worldies in a win at Barnsley. Watson scored also in the Carabao Cup. They beat Oxford United Barnsley 6-0 away in both games. Need some of those goals now. Cleared by Shaw. Minter. And out by Kelly Williams, now reverted to left back. Watson ahead of him on that left-hand side. That's already heard the news. I'm sure that his old club Sunderland gone second in the Premier League by winning at Chelsea today. And of course, it was Watson's goal at Wembley that got Sunderland into the Premier League. But he was already signed up for Brighton for this season. And here is Mboma. Touch from Cunha. Just finding it a little bit harder to sustain that control we were talking about earlier in the half.
Mawe.
Tunaua. Ngine anaweza kuwa foul. Anaweza kuwa foul. Boom. Manchester is back. Tunakwambia anaweza kuwa foul. Hiyo anaweza kataa.
He's been fairly consistent. So it seems as if Brighton are going to get beaten without.
Lakini hiyo ball angeipata. Alikuwa amemtoka lakini angepata hiyo ball.
It's gone through the legs of Dunk, and that's a problem for Brighton. Hoping that the centre back will get a block on it. I think Memo is going to squeeze it through with enough pace.
Mbumo. Alright, beautiful.
There looks to be enough of a foul in that.
Hii depending na vile amekuwa akiziita.
And then he's gripped him and pulled the jersey for a moment. Because it was so fleeting, I think he decided to ignore it.
Vile amekuwa akiziignore. Dunia nyuma. Niyo ni timu ya Cunha. Bruno.
Hapo tu.
Alikuwa ametoka pale.
We're about to see
Manchester is my heaven, it says on one of those signs up there in the far corner.
Well, he's on the touchline.
Yeah. The case is for
Pale.
heaven is my Manchester.
Pia alikuwa na idea. Lakini si wana press. Udi nini?
New signings not settling in quickly. Here we've got Cunha and then
Bruno ameanza ile ufala yake.
we don't have to take time to adjust to a different style of football, or a different way of life.
And the system isn't for changing. But they,
Ref manze leo akifala. Niya slide bana, nice.
as well as Watson to get this. I thought we were going to come up with a goal in the origin.
Hazimgaza anachukua kwanza. Mchoka.
He goes well back. Corner. Bolivia showing authority. Basically,
Mwindo wako amerudi. Ama.
He dealt with it. He got just about enough on him.
Hiyo ndogo.
Da euro.
Ndogo. Sawa ikiwazoma mbio hapo. Bwana wawili wanatoka mbio bwana. Ni mzee isipokuwa ni mainjeri anajuanga ball.
So experience. Defense ya maanisha hivi tight. Ndio. Kwa Mazraoui ni ana lag.
Rais ya maumia.
Typifies the fact that they're not getting much right.
But for these players, so again, I do think there's a bit in that, but as you said, Anthony Taylor throughout the game has really refereed to no decision, no foul in those situations. Right to a man really turned on the referee. Looks a longer grab in slow motion. Anyway, that shot through the defender's legs always makes it almost impossible for goalkeepers.
And perhaps a slam dunk for United.
Oh, I like that. A chance for Watson. Away from Euro. Evans just gone in like for like with Shaw as the left of the three centre backs. Brighton had plenty of attempts, but it's a shots on target.
Whoa!
Mzee wana hold ball nzuri sana.
Do feel looking at the United players, this is a real luxury for them. It's a while since they've had this kind of advantage. The fact that they must believe they've got the measure of the opposition. Brighton do have great bounce-back ability and record as a Premier League team. It's rather deserting them today. Big interviews from Bruno this week saying that could have gone to Saudi Arabia, could have made a lot of money. Wants to stay at Manchester United, wants to win the Premier League with Manchester United. Be music to the United fans here.
The Amarin Express is gathering speed.
Well, it's certainly a kind of game he hasn't had too many of.
Huyo mzee ni mrefu bana. Ilikuwa tu anaziwa haipiti. Anaruka kama roro bana.
It's going to share this luxury experience. We're getting one or two other subs on as well, I think, within a part of the euphoria come with a game like this. I mean, Brighton haven't been at their best. Let's try and put it into some sort of context, but still.
I said to you at half time when we were chatting that, I was disappointed to see what I saw from Brighton in the first half. I was expecting much more.
Missed something, maybe much more from
but he's had much joy. Casemiro, Fernandez, and Hector. Again, heck of a challenge, but there's a foul. It just needs a Bruno goal, really, from Manchester United point of view.
Kadogo bana. Nataka Loma.
Go into the middle midfield, maybe more for Casemiro. We'll see when the numbers go up. And Patrick Dogo returns 21 tomorrow.
Lakini timu mani iko na mayangi wengi. Akina Yoro tuko 19, akina huo Heaven, akina Dogo. Tamboemo wako 25.
Alteration in the thoughts of the Manchester United manager as to who is coming off. Certainly Ahmad is one of them. We'll play on the left, I would think, Tim, and Hala to the right. Casemiro. Listen to the applause for him. Not always appreciated, not always a good feature. It's a very nice thing. It's a proper ovation. Well, we spoke about the times last season.
Yeah.
We'll milk him a little bit. Probably Manu.
Nice. Mundi. Mundi.
Fernandez. Accuracy of the boom needed save it. Very good save it appeared to be.
They're all worst enemies at the moment, Brighton. They're just giving the ball back to Manchester United.
Chuma.
Magoya angekuwa leo bana angekosa bao.
Everybody scoring from us these days.
Nisha hivyo hivyo.
Dogu. Lots of
Yeah, dog.
And it's a terrific ball for Minter. It was straight for him in the right place.
Red card.
So it looked as though maybe it's
Red card.
Uniform aje. Uniform aje. Sio mzeni amecheza ball mbaya.
Yozi Dobso. Hiyo ameita ufala basi kazi hiyo red card. Sini scoring opportunity.
Umzi hata amemguza kweli.
Situation to deal with, but
Dogu gave it away to begin with, and then he's got the chase with Minte.
Hajaguza umzi hata anatoka kwa njia.
Is waiting for some sort of contact.
Ona.
So he can go down because he knows that the ball is going to the keeper.
And he's not in control of the ball, is he? I mean, not at all.
Yeye zikuwa foul bana.
Niji sio ni ngori ya dog. Hiyo pasa amepeana short pass. Ni red card.
You have to be in control of the ball.
Naziti yako na ball. Lazima kwa red card lazima umtia kwa yani.
Ball iko hapa kwa mguu
anachukua vibaya sana.
Should not be making any contact with him whatsoever. Dogish, he knows it's gone to the keeper, so he doesn't need to give Minte the opportunity of.
Opposite scoring opportunity.
It wasn't quite in the hands of the keeper, was it? But it was going in that direction. Minte certainly didn't have control.
Well, he wasn't going to get there before the keeper now.
Well, James Milner is a
Dogo ameingia saa hii bana, anataka kutupeana.
he's a man of strong opinions.
Hivi kama yeye anataka kuijenga bana. Lakini masaini zake zikuwe ni maflop.
Hazo wote ni watu wengi.
Unhappy. Okay.
Tuwe kama Lamens anajua kushika mafriko bana. Ama ni kuchochwa tu. iko veini hii. Ndio umo.
Bwana napiga jeshi.
Naenda pile kona.
Mrefu hivyo.
Nakwambia ile kona.
Whatever the final score here, he's left the mark on his return to Manchester. So who cares from the Brighton point of view whether it was a red card or not, although they'll be playing against 10 men now, of course.
Hiyo ni wall.
I mean, you just kind of wonder, I know Lamens is kind of trying to protect his left post.
I think alikuwa afikiria ni Minte anapiga. Anapiga. Ndio. Minte ni alikuwa position fiti ya kupiga.
Some light now. We've still got more than 15 minutes to go. Junior. Brighton with their tails up. Watson's already been impressive with a couple of runs. It's quick.
Hiyo ndio maana tunainua anzani.
Well, the situation that
Anga hiyo pesi ya recovery.
Ndio kiendaga.
Watson.
Pamoja nime leo ametuzwa kwanza kwa angeka Mount. Mount kwa nje.
Obviously, that's given him a big boost. Well, that free kick.
Bruce anafaa kuwa hapa kwa mimi.
It's hitting double figures for a second season running in the Premier League. September 2018 was the last time he played for England, his 42nd and supposedly final cap. 16 England goals as well. And our calls. He should be looked at. Thomas Tuchel was only really thinking about what happens when the World Cup is over. Why not go with the older players? You're not developing for the future.
That I mean.
A tournament. Diego Gomez. They've got numbers forward. Diego Gomez can't get back the second.
Hapo ni watu mzee kwa mpigia hiyo pass bana.
Completely different tone to the match at the moment. Manchester United making changes to basically settle down, to win the game with a clean sheet, may have managed to get. Well, Danny Welbeck now has 82 Premier League goals, and that's been the second one he scored directly from a free kick. Here's Watson. Fabiola.
Ndio jirani alikuwa anafanya Ten Hag. Ni huo mtu bao tatu anafanya mazao. Bao zinakujia
Arambos Postulas is another teenager. It's getting ready to come on for Brighton. They've got their tails up now.
Kunya huyu kijana mdogo bwana. Mpange vizuri.
Peter. Peter blocks. The dog. Well, there's still time. Manchester United vulnerabilities have been well documented over the last year. Exposed them in not a big story. So that touch by Lawrence to stop the ball going in at the far post a few minutes ago. And he's got no credit for it as a save because it was a goal kick. Amarim's strutting around the technical area, carries a bit of anxiety now. Welbeck.
This is from his
shoot. That's what he's trying to do.
No, very experienced, but
amongst others do very
well. No, that's Uwa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's getting a little too comfortable for Brighton just now. I think Casemiro, I think, in departing has just kind of opened things up a little bit for them, and they're taking advantage. Well, Ruta is off.
Kostulas is on
Tuto.
from Olympiacos Greek under 21. His dad won a couple of caps for Greece as well. His brother's an under 21 international. He's steeped in football. It's only his second Premier League appearance. And the first was last Saturday when it came on. It was on when they got the winner against Newcastle. Here he is. Have you been in situations where players come on and you've never heard anything about them and you've been briefed about everybody else? Suddenly there's a problem that you hadn't anticipated.
Well, my time at Liverpool, they really didn't bother that much about the opposition. Honestly, it was all about what we did. So I was rarely briefed. I must admit, I did get surprised and caught out.
That's very honest of you. There you go, Gunners over that. That's big for Manchester United. That's his score again. Cunha. Changes as well.
And again, the referee is not basically giving in to Dorgu hitting the ground then.
So, got Ugarte. Xerxes. Joshua Xerxes has been making it clear that he wants to move. Not enough football. Still that's through the centre. Over from Jorginho Ruta. It's going to be a lively last 10 minutes, Jim, do you think?
Well, it is, yeah. I mean, I think once you saw the Brighton goal, and obviously we saw them kind of surge forward a little bit more with more belief in their play. I think Manchester United did get a little nervous.
Francesco. He had a bit of a look, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's just got eyes for it.
He didn't swing the elbow. Who founded it? First, taking United goal. That's right, it's a pretty player. Ugarte. Wilson did it from Francesco. Presumably go up front. FIFA. Haven't set it down. Ugarte, substitute's going to play a key role here for Manchester United. It's never is the comfort zone in the Premier League, is it? It's sort of seemed like that 3-0 and playing well. His team not playing so well. So we just lose whatever the currency is of efficiency, structure.
And the margins
are very slender, but yeah, we've seen them here make massive difference, small margin, big difference. FIFA comes off the back of Bruno Fernandes. Taking the last touch. From our position, we can see that.
Will Brighton have the last say?
They're trying, aren't they? They're playing. They've made their changes to try and improve. It's been a pretty weak attacking performance for those alterations. And goes Fabio Watson. So that's it. They played their way out of attack corner there very well, Manchester United. And they leave more to come.
Ya zote bana, fanya ile kitu yake ya magana.
Gets it back again.
Team goal of the month.
snuffed out at the end.
Ndio mwingine una galo.
Ndio sana fanya hiyo siku.
That's the expressions managers use a lot now. We have to suffer. Well, we haven't suffered much, but Cameron is suffering at the moment.
Não por isso bom.
I think he was continuously suffering. I mean, with all due respect, I mean, once the first whistle goes, he cannot relax.
Não passa
It
já.
doesn't matter what the state of play is. He might be
Passa que fala.
Yes. Welbeck. Spilas. Welbeck trying to force the way through. Roberts gets it away. Keeper's header. Sliding inwards. Diego Gomez. Transfer to our right, to the camera's right on this near side. With a good view of what their team is trying to do. Seen one goal, a special one. Very special player and a special man, Danny Welbeck. Minter.
Good.
Recovering by him, but he as soon as Wilber sort of shaped up to make the challenge, Heaven was on his way, expecting actually two happen. Milner. The ball crisply into the feet of people who wasn't really up to it. Then goes Van Hecker, Minter, Dorgu. I know that they might not have so much, but playing left back, you always do that. When someone's at your back, you fall over and you get a free kick.
You do. I mean, Dorgu knew exactly what he was doing. He was just waiting for Minte, who obviously is in a hurry now to try and, get another one back. And any sort of contact, there was going to be a fall.
Took on by Xerxes. And
Moja.
Xerxes.
Now it's
Was in the thick of it.
Good.
Minter. That might be a foul. The right number 11. Coming on, Stefanos Simas, another of the teenagers, another of the newcomers this season from to Pauken for Nuremberg in Germany. Another Greek player.
Greek. Sinikas.
All up against Oxford United. One of those big league cup wins that they've had. He's a striker, central striker. Xerxes.
Yeah, Watson and Mick swap wings there. They swap sides. Pretty much, I think, for the last 20, 25 minutes or so, I think they've been playing a 4-4-2. Right.
Manchester United.
Very good. Fernandez. Xerxes. And he's rescued it, but not to anyone's advantage. A group to play their way out. Stands with a run. Who's loitering free here? None other than Danny Welbeck.
Wow.
It's not too. Oh, what a strike. Good save. What the way out. How do you do?
But if you know you've got the power from that range,
The most body has shoot up.
then why not? It's another good save for Nancy.
Lazima idegea mwingine.
A good chunk of added time, you feel. There have been some fair calls, have been delays for that, lots of substitutions. Avoided by Bruno Fernandes, by Watson.
Bueno.
Diego Gomez, irrepressible Milner.
Good cross. I think that's got a little touch on it. Back by Kadioglu. Well back by Bates.
Evo Mboemo.
Midfield for that kind of interception.
Hii ni pasi gani?
Keeps coming out.
Well, he studied things a little bit about it.
Made it.
Mboemo amechoka huyu.
Fully.
That's the job. Smelling dangerous. I think Jacob is always. I mean, this is
Ingekuja hapo kwa Dom.
excuse me.
Malad.
Unfortunate, really, that for the crowd, they wanted.
Lakini kukimbia 90 si mchezo. Hii mambo ya tunaambiwa press kila dakika bana.
There was a 2-0 margin. My impression, Jim, is no one is over. Because it's been a gripping contest full of pace, mistakes at times, enough goals to keep everybody straight.
Also,
from the neutral perspective, and certainly from the Manchester United perspective.
Yeah, no, I think the game has been enjoyable enough, Martin.
And of course, what they will do when they get home, Manchester United fans, as long as it stays this way, they will find themselves in the top 4 and level on points with Manchester City. It's quite a rise early, of course, and there are a lot of games to come. We should stress that.
like minutes bana. Yeah, minutes.
7 minutes hasn't gone down too well.
Suffer. It's not just him, it's all the majority in the stadium, I guess.
Here we go again.
The Brighton fans seeing hope. Interesting what Abin Hertzler says about the situation with the potential with Card.
I think if he sees it again, Martin, I think he'd probably back down a little.
And of course, who's to say if it'd been a red card whether well they would have scored? It's not all ifs and buts, isn't it? Well, the truth of the matter is the facts of the occasion, the facts of the fixture. Manchester United 3, Brighton have been waiting a long time to beat Brighton here. They've been waiting a long time to win 3 Premier League games in a row. Oh, deflected. The shot from Kostulas.
I mean, that's the problem. The box is packed, so someone's likely to get a goal on it.
James Milner with his
anacheza kama 1000 Premier League game. Hiyo anacheza game hii.
takes the corner. Oh, what a corner it is. And what the impact made by the young substitute Kostulas. And he had the shot that was blocked. And then he diverted in the corner.
Yeah, very much at the game.
5 minutes to go. Brighton pulled it back from 3-0 down to 3-2.
Well, Xerxes was the one that was closest, but he really could have made more of an effort to get there. Fernandez has
I'm going to show you.
Because the keeper is moving towards his front close to deal with it, he gets caught wrong-footed. And now there's real belief that they can get a point out of this.
Here's Bruno Fernandes.
Watapoteza pia. Wallahi dogo alikuwa useless. Sasa dogo Zazi. Dakika 5 bwana wa equalize bwana.
Diego Gomez press back. Ameno walked forward by Dunk, brought down by Heaven. Kostulas calling for more from his team. Nothing in the recent scenario around Manchester United has been simple.
Just looking at the fact, I mean, it's a kind of a surely not. moment. All along, Jim, I think we've got that. We want to see Brighton at their best. And they've had to bring the changes to get something near that.
Yeah. And they waited until they were 3-0 behind before kicking in.
Desperate challenge by Gabriel. That's the belter of the game.
Jamaa ameona hawezi.
10. Maino. And Burma. What the Brighton more have a beef about, and perhaps the potential red card, was that Burma's goal came after a foul.
Only red card way for that.
Hey! Fuck off. Hiyo ni red.
Extra punishment for the who played the ball. Falling, was falling. And he was falling again after that. Pastulas has opened his Premier League account. And it costs a lot of money for a teenager. £30 million. Hernandez. It was against him in the end. Would have been an appropriate way, I guess, from his point of view to see what they're doing.
Ndio bao inaweza kujia.
One more chance. That's all Brighton trading here. That's all that they can expect, and maybe and that's asking a bit too much. The clock ticks on. Keep the ball. Win the game is the message for Manchester United. Exit. And steps have it.
Unafunga hii kazi bwana. Funga hii kazi bwana. Kwenda nyumbani. Manchester United.
Nilikuwa defender mwenyewe angerudisha ball nyuma. Kama hizo bao zimejia. Gwadi ameteza. Amepumua. Ruben.
Ndio amechoka bado. Tena msela kuna rangi nyingine viti. Ya press. Jamaa kwa. No! Sheesh. Game imeisha bana.
Different shades, really, certainly from his point of view. Particularly very good in the first half of the goals from